بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Allah, in summary, has two types of mercy. One is an unconditional mercy that is given to one and all, and one is a specific mercy that is given to a selected few. Now we've heard this. We may have heard this when we've listened to tafsir, but what we want to do is we want to see this in the Quran. Where in the Quran does it show me that Allah has two types of mercies? So if you look at this first one, the Rahmaniyya, وَرَحْمَتِي وَسِعَتْ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ, and my mercy embraces all things. This is the Rahmaniyya of Allah. This is that unconditional mercy that is so abundant that it doesn't even have an opposite. It's given to one and all, irrespective of whether they recognize Allah, believe in Him, obey Him. It's given to them. And this would count as, for example, the air that they breathe, the food, the shelter, all of these physical blessings that we have, they are due to His Rahmaniyya. And we see that this word Rahman, the alif noon in there, for those of you who have studied Arabic a bit, you'll notice that this alif noon is because of mubalagha. It shows this abundance. Just like when we say the word ghadban or jaw'an, all of these words, they're showing intensity in the action, abundance, extremity in that action. So the Rahmaniyya, we can see, wasi'at rahmati wasi'at kulla shay, embraces all things. Then we see, وَكَانَ بِالْمُؤْمِنِينَ رَحِيمًا. And the word Rahim has been associated specifically to the mu'mineen. And He is most merciful to the faithful, the believers. This is that special mercy, that exclusive mercy to those who recognize Allah and believe in Him and obey Him. And it's called, in Arabic, this wazn is called as-sifa al-mushabbaha, implying a state of firmness and continuity, a permanence in this. This mercy, if you saw in the Rahmaniyya, we said it's those kind of things that we need to live in this world. It's given to everybody. But these things are not necessarily going to continue into the akhirah. If we want something to continue into the akhirah, then it needs to be permanent. And it's not just going to be talking about these physical blessings that we have, but rather it would be things like our guidance, our knowledge, our tawfiq to perform good actions, the thawab. All of these things would count under the Rahimiyya of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you want to see both of them together now, and this is a very good example, that same verse continues, that first one, وَرَحْمَتِي وَسِعَتْ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ فَسَأَكْتُبُهَا لِلَّذِينَ يَتَّقُونَ وَيُؤْتُونَ الزَّكَاةَ وَالَّذِينَ هُمْ بِآيَاتِنَا يُؤْمِنُونَ. And my mercy embraces all things. So this Rahmaniyya is for all things. But soon I shall appoint it, I shall write it down for those who are God-weary and give charity and those who believe in our signs. That means there is a second level of mercy here. That first level encompassed all things. But when he says, Sa'aktubu, aktubu is this idea of making firm, making it permanent now. And this is the second level of mercy. And this is the second level of mercy that is in opposition to His anger. It is in opposition to His ghadab. So Allah, when He is Rahim to somebody, if that second level of rahmah is removed, that means Allah would be angry on that person. So you have Rahimiyya as opposed to His ghadab. But when we're talking about Rahmaniyya, it doesn't have an opposite, because that mercy encompasses all of these things, including His ghadab. Now what do we mean? How can mercy include His ghadab? When somebody has disobeyed Allah, for example, he gets punished. He gets something in consequence to his action in this world. Allah, out of His mercy, is punishing him, because that thing is going to lead him towards Allah. It's going to, for example, remove some of the sins or the aqab of the hereafter. This Rahmaniyya includes His ghadab. Why? Because the hellfire, what is the hellfire created for? From the point of view of Rahimiyya, it's in opposition, because now I'm going to suffer, I'm going to endure pain in the hereafter. But from the point of view of His Rahmaniyya, the Jahannam has to be there to invoke that fear in me so that I don't disobey Him. And this is part of His Rahmaniyya. If this Jahannam wasn't there, then I would have nothing to pull me away from sinning. So His mercy dictates that Jahannam is created so that I try and stay away from it and achieve my purpose in life. And this is encompassing his ghadab rather than as opposed to his ghadab.